Another week started in crypto and Bitcoin continues to break down, and the question is, what's going on in this bull market? Are we going to see altcoins explode? What's going to happen next? Because despite the positive developments between the USA and China, we still see crypto going down in fear zone. Altcoins continue to bleed. So let's get straight to the content. So guys, we are seeing that Bitcoin is trading $107,500, close red on the week, and you can see it was a fake out. The bulls tried to attempt to get Bitcoin back above this trend line, but it turned out to be a fake out, because you can see we got rejected at $116,000. We failed to close the candle above $115,000, which I said many times, this is very important level of resistance to create a higher high. All we've done since pretty much 6th of October, we've created over here lower highs and lower low, right? There was a lower high over there, there is a lower low over there. So it is a bearish trend. And we continue right now the bearish momentum on the weekly, which right now is sitting well below the 21 weeks moving average. And right now, the important level of support to watch out is this level of $100,000, and even this box of $98,000 to $100,000. This is the level that I'm watching. This is a level of a strong support. And personally, I think that falling briefly to this level, even for a couple hours or maybe one day, briefly, is not the end of the world for bull market. We still can go to higher levels, still can be a normal correction over there. If you measure the move from this to $100,000 or $98,000, gonna be 22% correction, right? So this is still possible over there. With this bearish momentum building. Of course, the altcoins are also get affected by this. If you look at the total two, we see continuation of the breakdown, and generally all the altcoins are not doing very well. So the question is, should you buy the dip right now, or more pain is coming? Well, we need to wait. Right now, that's what I believe. We need to wait until Bitcoin is going to have some sort of a clear indication that we are changing the trend on the daily to create new highs, right? So currently at the moment, we continue to go lower despite the good news, right? A lot of the altcoins are in the double-digit losses right now. It's fearful in the market. It's 36 fear right now. We didn't have the blow of top. And usually November is the most bullish month for Bitcoin. Historically, it has been the most bullish month. So, but October, if you look at the monthly, we did close October on the red. So it wasn't a doji of indecision, but it did close of $109,000, signifying that the months of November, maybe for the very rare time, it's going to be a negative month. So it's possible, right? It's possible, and we need to be prepared for that. Do not over leverage, do not use leverage, in my opinion, at all, because the market is too volatile and too unpredictable. It wrecks even the smartest of the smartest traders in this market. So you can accumulate the dips on high quality projects like Bitcoin, for example. Buying the dip is okay if you have the right long-term mindset and perspective, and you are not panicking on every single move over there. So the Trump tariffs, okay, they didn't actually cause the 10th of October flash crash. It was a manipulation, as we discussed many times before. Now we have the China and US trade deal happen. It was very good deal. We have China to suspend all retaliatory tariffs announced since March 4th. We have China will suspend new rare earth export controls, and the US will lower another 10% of tariffs on China. So we get everything that we wanted, and yet the market is still dumping. That's not good. We see Bitcoin again ending October in red for the first time in over 6 years. So it definitely freaked out a lot of the people because the last 6 years we did close in the green as Bitcoin seasonality over there. And last November we have plus 37%. In last November before that was 8%. But is it going to be like negative months in November? I don't know. Time will tell, of course. We have the US stock futures surge as market rally on full reveal of new US China trade deals. So the stock market is all doing fine. And while Bitcoin has been declared dead for 446 time in history, and if you had invested $100 each time, you'd have over $115 million today. This is pretty insane, right? Data to look at. But of course, looking back, most people didn't realize Bitcoin even existed back in 2013 or 2014 to have even the long-term mindset to hold Bitcoin for the long term. We see the first state-backed energy company now started mining Bitcoin in Japan. So this is incredible news, and Bitcoin network is continuing getting stronger. We have Visa to accept payments in 4 stable coins on 4 separate blockchains that can settle into fiat currency. So this is huge news for crypto adoption, of course. And yeah, we're seeing the $2 trillion Citibank says it wants to be on-ramp to the Bitcoin crypto economy. The big players are preparing to bring in massive amounts, but yet we need to be cautious. And the reason why we need to be cautious is the margin that just hit an all-time high. If you look over here, when the debt of margin, when people are borrowing, reaching all-time high, right? The crash in the stock market can happen, right? So if the stock market is gonna crash, then of course crypto is gonna crash as well. Now this may signify a significant more amount of liquidity in the market than it was before. So that's why you're seeing this margin that is up, because there is just more money flying around. But we don't need to forget that the new all-time high on the borrowing can signify that a correction, a broader correction in the stock market, which has been in an all-time high over there, is kind of can happen over there, can happen. So if you look at the bigger picture on the 3 months, you can see that some sort of a correction of 20 or 25% in the stock market is something that may happen. And you need to be prepared for that scenario. We see the whale with 100% win rate increase his position on Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum. He's longing, he's in a loss right now, using 10x leverage, $400 million position. Of course, in using leverage, you're right 100% of the time until you are not right. And in this case, the liquidation price for him for Bitcoin is $86,000 right now. So Bitcoin will need to reach $86,000 for him to be liquidated on this position of $133 million. That's a lot of margin over there, but anything can happen. A flash crash can happen in this market, as you know, guys. Stablecoin supply hit another all-time high, which is bullish for crypto. There's more money coming in terms of stablecoins that can buy more of the altcoins and Bitcoin in the market. If you look at the Bitcoin dominance, we did see before in alt season 2017 and alt season 2021, Bitcoin dominance surged before the big decline to the 40 percentile level. So that's why right now, if Bitcoin dominance climbing back to 65% over there doesn't mean the altcoin season is not going to hum. Breaking out of this triangle over there, this line can lead Bitcoin dominance to fall to 45% and altcoin season to really take into effect and altcoins to surge. But that, again, it require more patience because more downside can be coming in the immediate short term. According to Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary, the US has legitimized Bitcoin, that the price will respond accordingly. If you look at the long longer term picture, we are talking about we're talking about US fully supporting crypto, and innovation is happening over there. So this is one of the smartest investors over there, and
Everyone
talking
investing
about
in Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Let's take a
What
listen.
exactly are you investing in? Hype, technology, adoption? What makes it a good investment? Because I'm not convinced. So listen, you don't have to invest in Bitcoin. No one's forcing you to do that. I do invest in Bitcoin because I'm a believer in crypto and a believer in digital payment systems over time. I have a general rule you should think about. Don't put the farm onto any one stock. In other words, don't bet everything, ever. So my diversification strategy was taught to me by my mother. Never more than 20% in any one sector, including crypto. Never more than 5% in any one stock or bond. Now we have 11 sectors in the S&P, including real estate.
So 20% into a crypto sector. That's the advice of Kevin O'Leary over there. He a big believer in the future of Bitcoin and digital payments, which of course are already happening. And we're seeing that $11 billion Dubai telecom giant Du just launched subscription Bitcoin mining for UAE residents. Let that sink in. The UAE is heavily investing in the Bitcoin mining space, and actually it's going to be an event in December for the mining Bitcoin here in Abu Dhabi. So things are investing in the infrastructure. And Michael Saylor hits it buying more Bitcoin. He's now holding $71 billion and talking about orange is the color of November. So they're going to buy more Bitcoin. And their plan is to buy and hold for the long term, right? For the next 10 years at least, or 20 years. And they see the price of a target that can reach $5 to $10 million within the next 10 to 15 years. So if you have a long enough time horizon, if you're buying Bitcoin and holding it and not be subject to the volatility, you never sell it. So it can be something that can work out in your favor, but you need to have the stomach to weather the bear market, because it will inevitably come. We're seeing CZ talk about buying $2 million of Aster yesterday, and we did see the Aster DEX has exploded over there in a very significant way in a matter of like 1 hour. You can see this is how much volume came in 2 hours after a CZ post, from 94 cents to $1.28. Wow, that is incredible. And yet it dumped again from these levels of $1.28. It dumped by 16%, 17% in the following hours. So Aster is a very volatile asset, but having CZ, having some credibility as the founder of Binance and Bine, it created this massive green candle over here, which is on the way to be once again erased into the downside. So let's see how this will play out, because Aster does do buybacks and it does create a volume on its Aster DEX over here. If you look at the statistics, then you can see that it has total trading volume of $2.93 trillion and 5.39 million users. So they are, they're quite popular. They're quite popular. So to trade, but I don't recommend you to trade on leverage. Okay, trade on spot. It is just, there's so many ways for you to go wrong with leverage. I don't care how smart you are, you can get very, very messed up with using leverage. So that being said, guys, I hope that you do not lose patience, because right now I'm watching. If Bitcoin dropped to $100,000, I'm going to buy spot. Maybe use a little bit of small leverage on some altcoins. Depends on the market situation, but this is the level that I'm eyeing at around $100,000 next move for Bitcoin, based on the bearish momentum I'm seeing right now on the charts. So that being said, I hope you have a fantastic week. I have great news to share with you on this channel. Stay up to date, and I'll see you in the next episode.